in the chapter 3, there is a chapter which the chapter 3 is called Why the Brain Alone is Not the Full Answer. Because if you are addressing speech delay or autism, but in a way you want to improve communication and speech for your child, but your child, but you want to solve that, and your emphasis is only on the brain, you might not be able to achieve results. Why am I talking this? I want to read you a very small paragraph in this book, Your Child Understands But Does Not Speak. In the chapter 3, it says, the brain does not act by itself. It communicates. It sends signals. It receives feedback. So if the brain of your child sends signals of speech, but then also receives signals, especially with gut organs, they say your child needs to go to use toilet. The signals must reach the brain so that you can step up and go for it. So that now the information can reach the cerebellum, and the cerebellum facilitate the movement for your son to go to the toilet. The same way, your child might be potty trained and he understands that he needs to use toilet. But in some cases, you find the signals which should come back to the brain to tell him that in the next 3-4 minutes, something is coming out. I'm talking about poo. And those signals does not reach the brain. You will wonder why your child has been potty trained for 3 whole years, but hasn't started using toilet. And in some cases, you find parents and caregivers blaming children, but sometimes you find the child actually, the brain does not even get notified when it is coming. Now, I give you an example. In most cases, you find you have your child, you put him on diapers, but he doesn't even react when it is coming. You just realize after some time it has come. So when you realize that it has come, then it shows you that if we did not cry like 3 minutes before it comes, it is showing you that maybe even signals are not reaching the brain when it is coming. So I want to read you this paragraph in this chapter 3 of this book. Why your child understands but doesn't speak. It says, the brain does not act by itself. It communicates. It sends signals, but it also receives signals. It receives feedback, of course. And this communication happens through a system. There is a place where these signals pass through. And this system includes the brain, the spinal cord, and the network of nerves. Let me give you an example. Let's say that now I'm going to stand. There are parts of the brain that are involved in most cases with movement. There is motor cortex, there is basal ganglia, and there is cerebellum. So these ones are in charge when I step up to actually move. Now, for my muscles to receive those commands for me to step up and walk, the signals have to pass through the spine. When they pass through the spine, the spinal cord, there are nerves connected to the spine, to the spinal cord, that now communicate the message to the muscles involved in that movement, like the legs and hands and all that, that communicate that information. Now, my brain might be working very perfect and it sends clear signals. But now when signals reaches the spinal cord, either they get interrupted or the nerves are connected that connects to the spinal cord. When they communicate the information, my muscles do not respond well to those instructions. That's the same thing that happens to speech. So in this book, which I want you to have, this book will help you to understand more clearly about your child. Because if you've been handling your child therapy, because like I say, parents, you are the top therapist. You are the top therapist. So if you are the top therapist for your child, because you are the one who live with him most of the time, more than us caregivers, more than speech therapists, more than all therapists that all kinds of therapy that you've gone through. So these people are offering therapy. They don't live with your child the same way you live with him. They don't know how he cries in the night. They don't know when he's throwing tantrum. They don't know when the overload to the nervous system has become too much, and instead he ended up crying or even biting sometimes. So there are things you see at home which me as someone who is going to help your child, I might not be able to see. So if you understand well what's happening with your child, it will help you more to help him, because now you understand. So the reason why the brain, I was reading this paragraph for you so that you understand what happened. Let me read this small paragraph. In many children, the challenge is not just in thinking or understanding, it is how the signals travel and how the body responds to instruction. We've talked a lot about how my brain sometimes might have speech, like in most children, but my body has to respond because it's my body that speaks. It's the mouth, it's the tongue, it's the jaw. So these ones have to speak, have to move, but the brain does not just send signals directly to my mouth, my jaw, and my tongue. There is a medium where they pass through. I think it's also in the chapter 8, whereby it talks about even what you as a parent, what you can do to help with that medium. And that's where also Kunga therapy comes in, because Kunga therapy works on that medium. Yes, signals might come from the brain when they are light and clear and well timed, but now either they get lost, either they get weakened in the spine, in the spinal cord, or the nerves which attach to the spinal cord, which now communicate to the mouth and the jaw and my tongue to speak, don't respond well to those instructions. Let me maybe help you to organize it very well in a way you can understand. And that's why I want you from today, when you look at your child, stop emphasizing on looking at his brain as if the brain is the reason why he's not speaking. Because in most of my years of dealing with children with autism, speech delay, and other neurodevelopmental disorders, there's one thing that parents always tell you. They tell you, we even went for scan. Someone here who has really done this which I'm talking about, you can raise your hand and you comment about it. You went for scan for your child, they put him in scan, and then they found that the brain is okay. The brain looks normal like other children. And then many parents end up asking the people who sent them for scan, say, okay, my child, his brain is normal like any other child. Why? Why still is he not able to speak? And that's why I bring this to your attention, that maybe the problem is not with the brain. The problem might be with the media. The problem might be with the muscles of my jaw, my tongue, my lips, which are not responding well to the clear instructions that my child got from his brain. And now, this is also going to help you to understand your child. There is this kind of understanding whereby children with speech delay and all that, they are seen as if something is wrong with this child's brain. But my friend, what if the problem was in the medium? Even you can have the same problem. So if the problem might not be actually my brain, and the problem might be the body, the medium, the nervous system, where these signals have to pass through. And all the time I've been together with you since I was born, you always looked at me with these eyes of this sympathy, with sympathy and feeling pity for me. Like, my child, something is wrong with his brain. Yet it's just my mouth which is not responding well to the instruction. And also even the kind of help you would want me to do, the kind of intervention you've been taking me to, maybe it was not the right intervention. So let me help you to make it as simple as possible for you, so that now you get to understand what happens. Here we've got the brain, your brain, my brain, your child's brain. The brain has got the auditory centers where the language and sounds pass through and they are processed. Now, these signals are sent in the part which is called temporal lobe. In the temporal lobe, there are neural networks which determine what kind of sound is this, what language is this. Now, they send information to the frontal lobe. Now, this frontal lobe has got meaning of the sound and the equation which was asked, which language was it, what kind of sound was used. And then it makes speech in the frontal lobe. But guess what? Speech does not just happen immediately. But if the speech was made in the frontal lobe, then my brain might be maybe perfectly fine. But now speech does not end there. From the brain, we've got nervous system. It's like spinal cord, which I like to call like the highway. From the spinal cord, the signals, let me call like signals saying, hey, you want us to go tomorrow? Okay, let's go. I agree. And the signals are passing through the spine, especially the spinal cord, as a medium. Now these signals, when they pass through the spinal cord, for them to reach my mouth so that my mouth can talk, they have to be from the spinal cord. There are nerves attached which are now connected to the muscles in charge of movement to speak. Let's say mouth, jaw, my tongue, my breathing muscles. So the nerves from the spinal cord now send the same clear instruction, the same signals of the answer that yes, we might go. Yes, let's do it. Yes, let's go. So you might ask your child, what do you want? And then you say, I want food. But now he makes his speech in the brain and he sends it to you. And he sends it to the mouth. But for it to have to pass through the nerves through the spinal cord. From the spinal cord, it has to pass through the nerves attached there. Now those nerves communicate to my mouth and jaw. Now, if you've been looking for intervention for your child, thinking that something is wrong with his brain, but now the problem is actually at the end. The mouth, the jaw, the tongue, the breathing muscles are not responding well to the instructions. Yet you've been looking for intervention to fix my brain. My brain is working perfectly okay. I've got speech. But the problem is my jaw and my tongue and my lips. So no matter what kind of intervention you might give me, you will get a time and you give up because you are not fixing the real thing. You are not addressing the problem from its root cause. And also in the chapter 8 of this book, which I really want you to have, why your child understands but doesn't speak, you find most of the children, if a child has hyperactivity, he's taken to an occupational therapist. If he has speech issues, he's taken to a speech therapist or any other therapy for speech. But what if, all these are one system? And it's true, this is one system. When children are hyperactive, they cannot be able to speak because the same part which controls the hyper, which makes us be able to sit still, is also the same part that controls our speech, and that's the cerebellum. So if you want to get me for intervention, I would want you to address the whole thing. I don't know if we are getting each other. Someone, you can comment, you ask a question, and I'll be addressing your question. I think let me answer one of the questions, then I continue.
So Mercy Bobo has joined the live. Mercy is asking, my son is 2.6 months. He can sing songs. He counts 1 to 10. He can direct somebody when he needs something. But he does not really speak. He only says one words.
He has 2 years and 6 months.
6 months, yes.
He can understand instruction.
Yes, he can also direct somebody when he wants something. He sings songs. He can also count 1 to 10. But he doesn't speak.
Yeah, that might be a speech delay or any other developmental problem. But Mercy, I would recommend you to really have a proper assessment, because no matter every child at 2 years, they should be able to have a 2-word sentence. That's the first. Secondly, they should have 50 words in their vocabulary. Another thing, Mercy, I want you to understand, the part of the brain which handles speech is different from the part which handles songs and others. Because the part which allows us to sing, especially like most of the children with speech delay and others, you find he, instead of using frontal lobe, temporal lobe, and other parts of the brain involved in speech, you find instead he's using the rhythmic pathways and the right hemisphere. So when those two, they just record, if he has heard a song or a certain sound or a certain, maybe a teacher was singing numbers to him, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he made it into a song, his right hemisphere stores those patterns, and he can let him repeat them. So he's not making anything new, because for us to make something new like speech, it requires almost 5 parts of the brain to work together: cerebellum, temporal lobe, frontal lobe, even a limbic system. So all these works together, but even when they send signals, our body has to respond well to those instructions. So I advise you to have a proper assessment. You can bring your child at the Kunga Therapy, Therapy here in Lavington, and we assess him so that we can, and you have a lot of chance. Your child is still 2 years and 6 months, and good thing he can speak some words and he can count. It shows you that at least the body is responding well to those instructions of speech. So I think he needs just a little push. So you bring him, we assess him, then he will be able to help you. Okay.
Can we also answer one?
Yes.
Monique is asking, my boy is 3 years, but his neck is still weak, so he can't sit, stand, or walk.
The boy is 3 years.
Yeah, the boy is 3 years.
He can't sit, stand, or walk.
Yes. She says the boy's neck is weak.
No matter child's be 6 months, the child he should be able to sit. At 2-3 months, every child should be able to hold their head. So if at 3 years he's not able to sit and even not able to stand, that's a concern. I would advise you to take your child for assessment because it might be cerebral palsy, it might be something else, but you can determine that if you take your child for a proper assessment. You can bring him at Kunga therapy. We look at other factors to really determine what is it and how can this be. And the good news I have for you, I've seen children with 3 years with CP who were able to walk and even stand and even sit after intervention. I've seen not 1, not 3, not 5, not 10. So the neuroplasticity window is still high at this age. So just don't wait, because that's the biggest mistake you can do for a child with CP, which can end into permanent shortening of muscles.
Okay, we also have Miss Linso. She has been with us since the life started. She's asking, my son is 4 and he doesn't concentrate or pay attention.
He doesn't concentrate or pay attention.
Yes.
She's called?
Linso.
Linso.
Yes.
Linso, I want to tell you, the fact that your child cannot concentrate, have focus, and is hyper, this tells you that he also cannot be able to make speech. And this is the thing we were saying. Hyperactivity and speech, they are always two. They are always together like this. If the child has hyper, it will be very difficult for him to speak, because the same part which should make him to sit still is also the same part that coordinates our speech. So for him, making movement shows you that either the body is not responding well to the instruction from the cerebellum, or the signals are weak when they reach the body, and that's why he's making a necessary movement.
She says he's non-verbal. He does not speak.
Yeah, these go hand in hand. Hyperactivity, and that's why I tell parents, before dealing with speech, you want your child, I want my child to speak, I want my child to speak. Fix hyperactivity, your child will speak. I've seen it not once, multiple times, 100 times. And if you want to ask me what secrets you guys have you been able to use to actually help children to improve their speech, we first deal with hyperactivity. We first deal with attention. We first deal with focus. When those are there, speech just comes.
Amani Neema.
Amani.
Amani. Amani is asking, my boy is 6 years. He can operate a phone. He can't speak. He can direct what he wants. And he's hyper.
He's hyper.
Yes.
And he doesn't have speech.
Yes, he doesn't have speech.
And he can
operate a phone.
A phone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one thing. There's a video he talked about. Just because your child has a very strong visual memory does not mean that even speech will immediately be okay. Because like we said, speech does not just come from the brain. There is brain, there is our spine, you hear the spinal cord passes, and there are nerves attached to the spinal cord which instruct the mouth and jaw to speak. Your child might not be able to speak, yet the brain is okay, yet the spinal cord, the spine is okay. But you find the nerves attached which give instruction now, the mouth, jaw, and everything, and the tongue to move, they are not working well. Or even my mouth and jaw and tongue are not responding well to those instructions, especially for like children with CP. So the child still not be able to speak. So what you should do, focus on improving body-brain coordination. And this is what Kunga therapy does for you. Kunga therapy really works on improving that body-brain communication. So when that is restored, because speech has to happen in the brain, but this body, this one, it's funny, right? This one, it's actually the one that executes. So you've got nervous system passing through here. And if something is wrong here, let's say the child has got hyperkyphosis, the child has got spasm in the upper spine, the lower spine, the child will always be on diapers. The child might not be able to make speech because even those spasms, and in most cases, many children with autism and the other neurodevelopmental disorders have got a lot of spasm. So those ones can affect the neural networks. Those ones can affect those nerves that now carries information to the mouth and tongue. So if you focus your intervention on dealing with the brain, you've given your child the omega-3, omega-9, omega-3 fatty acids to improve his brain health, and maybe the problem is the spinal cord in the nervous system, you might not be able to make results. Yet, if you could take your child for sport activities like learning games, football, jumping, you might fix this connection of the brain and the body, and your child end up speaking.
Okay, one more question. There's this lady, she's called Chokodani.
Chokodani, yes.
Yeah, she is asking, my son is 1.5. My son is 1.5. He doesn't respond to his name, but when you tell him take, he responds.
When you tell him take,
yes,
he responds.
Yes, but he does not respond to his name.
1.5, 1 year, 5 months, still early. But there are things which you can look for. If the child cannot say mama, daddy, those simple words, that's a concern. And now that you are realizing that when it is still early, if you make intervention now at 2 years, your child might be able to be speaking. Another thing, even if a child has 1 year and 5 months, you can look at his eye contact, his attention. So if he doesn't sit still and is a little bit hyper and doesn't focus and doesn't have eye contact, even before 2 years reach where we really make some speech, that might be a concern. So take him for assessment and get him for intervention. What is you can use Kunga therapy. Kunga therapy, it's one of the things which I'm really seeing it transforming many children's life, and I've seen it not on one child, not on 100 children, on many children. And I hope that if we understand this relationship between the body and the brain, many children actually their lives can be able to progress, their speech can be able to progress if we don't just focus on the brain, but also work on the body.
Okay. And then Annabelle just asked, my child is 4 years, but he can go to poo alone, but cannot say when he wants to urinate.
Yeah, that might be. We talked about how in the chapter 3 of this book, why the brain alone is not the full answer. There's where it says that the brain, it sends signals, but it also receives feedback. Your child, the feedback which notifies him about the poo coming might be reaching the brain well, and the brain communicate to the cerebellum to help the child now move to go to the toilet to poo. But now you find the signals from kidney ureters and others involved into urination do not send back feedback to the brain. All feedback gets interrupted in their network where they pass, in the pathway where they pass through. You find they get interrupted, and he doesn't know when the urination comes. So you might not be you shouldn't blame the child that is urinating. Actually, you should instead focus on how to improve that pathway. You can use things like Kunga therapy. We've seen many children who couldn't get potty trained using toilet in just 2 months by addressing that body issue, because that's where signals pass it through. So, like, we talked about how the spine is just looked at as the support for which support organs and everything, but the spine, in the spine passes through there passes myriads of signals from the brain to and fro, feedback to the brain, and also signals going to the target organs. So if that medium there's some interruption, no matter how you train a child to use the toilet or be able to use to urinate on time and not in his clothes, you might not be able to succeed, not because you've not done enough, but because you are not addressing the root cause of the issue.
One more question from she's called Mwesh.
Mwesh.
Yes. Mwesh is asking, my daughter is 2.5.
2.5.
Yes. She has just one word. Others can't come out clearly. And if she learns, she forgets. She also says she understands everything you tell her, but has a lot of gibberish.
I think this might relate to this issue where that one word which he says, it is showing that these might be stored patterns like songs and all that, which uses the right hemisphere and the rhythm pathways instead of the frontal lobe and the temporal, which are now on the side of speech. So the reason why she might not be able to repeat those other words, that she's showing you either an attention deficit, which many children with speech, that's the reason why they are not speaking, or it might be a processing delay, whereby she understands, she can hear the temporal process, the sound and language and the send signals to the frontal lobe to make speech. But now, when she's about to make speech, her brain now diverts to something else and she loses attention. So those are the children with speech delay. Another reason, that's why a proper assessment is always very good, more than just relying on information. She might be having speech every time, but now you find the mouth and jaw are not responding well to instructions, because even the signals has to be well timed. Because like now I'm speaking, my breathing muscles are working, my tongue are working, my mouth are, and they work timely. And this is coordinated by the cerebellum. So my cerebellum might be working well and sending clear signals, but they are getting interrupted in the spinal cord. Or the nerves attached to the spinal cord, which communicate instruction to the mouth, jaw, and tongue, are not passing the instruction as they came from the brain. So that might be the reason, and that's why I keep saying, and that's one of the chapters in this book, chapter 3, why the brain alone is not a full answer, is not the full answer. The problem might not be the brain, but they find the problem is with the medium where those signals passes through. Another one?
Yes, we have another question. We had answered her before. She's asking, do you do online consultations?
I think you can get in touch with us on our TikTok, then we'll be able to guide you on what you can do.
Okay. And we have one more question from Charlie Nancy. Charlie is asking, is being too hyperactive a sign of autism?
Not entirely, because one of the signs of ADHD, it's also hyperactive. So if the child is speaking very well, but has hyper, that's ADHD. But if the child is being hyperactive, no speech, and even sometimes not potty trained, already at 3, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, those might be signs of autism, but you need to take your child for assessment to be clear. Because without a proper assessment, you can't read, my child has got this. Yes, a book like this will give you all the information you need, which you might say, from what I've read, I think I understand clearly what the problem my child has, and I think he might have this. that's good. But still you need to go for assessment to now be clear. With the information you have, now you know what to do to support your child.
We also have another question. What did you say those who like online consultations? Because we have Courage asking that that was also my question, if you can do online consultation because the child is outside the country.
I think they can reach out to us on the number +254
Yes.
79
Yes.
77 05870, or just DM us on our account.
Yes. We'll also tell them the number again. And we also have one more question. Omalak is asking.
Omara.
Yeah. My child is almost 6 years old, has some words, but does not speak in sentences.
Yeah, that's a speech delay problem. And if you are in Kenya, I would really advise you to bring your child, because now he's getting away from the window where the neuroplasticity is at the peak. But still, I tell parents, the reason why, yes, our intervention is the best, but don't give up just because your child has reached 7 years or 8 years. There are children you find, yes, he's 7 years, but his body is ready. Because speech is not about the brain alone. Speech involves the body. Speech, of course, involves the spinal cord, which passes through the spine. It involves the nerves attached there, which communicate to the mouth and tongue. Speech involves the brain. So if one of those 4 parts are not coordinating well with the other, there might be a problem. If one of those parts have got a problem, that might be a speech delay. But there are children you find, yes, he's 7 years, yes, he's 10 years, but he's calm, he has eye contact, he has got attention. My friend, that child, he just need a little push. They just speak immediately when you address that body-brain connection.
And one more question. Modric is asking.
Modric.
Yes. If you are permanently impaired auditory, then is it possible to speak?
If you are permanent, I think it's very difficult, because if you can't hear the sound and your auditory centers process and send to temporal lobe, you'll not be able to answer. I think that one, still it's good to go for an assessment, and because there might be some underlying issues, which if you get a proper assessment, you can be able to see what can be done.
We have Mercy Kairu. Mercy Kairu is asking, a boy, 2.5 years now, he has no words at all.
He has no words?
Yes. He's tiptoeing and very hyper.
No words, tiptoeing?
Tiptoeing, and he's very hyper.
Very hyper.
Yes, he does it, and he knows how to chew.
He knows?
Yes.
How to chew?
Yes.
Tiptoeing, he doesn't respond to name?
Tiptoeing, he has no words at all. Tiptoeing, and is very active.
And he's 2 years?
Yes, 2.5.
Yeah, those are signs of autism. But if you are in Kenya, I would advise you to bring your child at the center in Lavington so that you can do a proper assessment. Then you determine, is it autism, is it speech delay, is it ADHD? I think, but these are signs of autism. But since your child is 2 years, she's called Mercy.
Yes.
Mercy, your child have a lot of chances in the world. Just give him that chance for intervention, and he can be able to speak. This hyper can go. This tiptoeing, he can be able to walk perfectly, and even words can come. So just get your child for intervention. That's what I would advise you.
Okay. And then we have Neema. Neema is asking, what of a 3-year-old who has no words, understands simple instructions and simple words, and says all the phonic sounds?
3-year-old?
3-year-old. He has no words,
No words.
Yeah, understands simple instructions,
Mm-hmm.
and he says all the phonic sounds.
And 3 years.
Yes.
This is still a concern. The fact that he can't make a sentence at 3 years, this is a concern. Though he understands the instruction, it might be speech delay, it might be autism, but it's good to have an assessment.
Mercy was requesting for more clarification. Mercy is asking, since you said that some children just need a little push for them to speak, how would you describe the push that they need for them to speak?
I think Kunga therapy is one of the best options you can use, but we also tell parents who are not able to reach Kunga therapy or are not able to get it, like from our center, you can get your child for learning games, because learning games and sports, they are going to improve body-brain connection, which Kunga therapy does for you by working around the spine, so that the nerve flow can be improved, so that the blood flow can be improved, and which end up helping the body now to respond well to instruction. With Kunga, it's a treatment that takes around 2 hours. And if you can't get this Kunga therapy, you can do most of the exercises we talked about in this book, especially in chapter 7, 8, and 9. And I understand it might be difficult for the start, for the first week, second week. Your child might not be even want to sustain 5 minutes of those sport activities. But nevertheless, don't give up. You never know, in a month you might achieve 30 minutes. Or in 2 months, or in 3 months. So when you achieve that, it's going to improve body-brain connection. It's going to improve blood supply to the brain and oxygen supply. And these ones will start now coming down your child. And even as he interacts with other kids when he's playing, this is also going to increase engagement. Engagement is going to increase communication. So it's not that these are hopeless cases whereby you have nothing to do, but these are things that takes persistence, and you as a parent, you need to have faith and persistence to really try these exercises that we recommend in this book. If you can't access Kunga therapy, because for us, if you bring your child to us, we'll work on improving that body-brain connection with our non-invasive approach for 2 hours every time you come. In most cases, we like to give children from the first 7 days back to back without skipping. So we improve that body-brain connection. And in many parents, they respond that their children, after those 7 days, they get more calm, get more focused, the hyper almost goes, like it reduces completely. There are parents who come and we say, okay, let's take a short video with him, the way he is now, and after those 7 days, we'll take another short video to see how he will be. And of course, after those 7 days, parents look at it, is this still my child? So when that attention has come, the body is responding well to the brain. The child has focus, the child can sit still, speech start coming. Now, we don't stop therapy, of course, we do it for those 3 months, mostly 3 months for math, but mostly 3 months for children who are below 5 years. Now you find a child from the first week where he got attention and the sitting still and focus, you find from the second and third week, the child is speaking words out of nowhere. This is something you can come at the center and see it, like with your eyes. That's I never like to talk about it, because unless you come and see it by yourself, that's when you really understand. But if I explain you the reason why your child might not be able to speak and help you to understand what's happening logically, you might now understand that if I do this, my child can actually improve his speech.
We have Zuhura Pendo.
Zura.
Yeah. Zuhura is asking, A son, a child is, I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl, but a child is 5 years old, turning 6 soon. He can't count, or he can't recite the alphabets. He understands instructions, but antisocial, and he can't make short sentences.
He's antisocial, no social interaction. He can't make a sentence. Yes. And another thing?
He can't hold a conversation. He can't make short sentences. He's antisocial. And he can't count.
These might be signs of autism, but still, we encourage parents to have a proper assessment, which we do at Kunga Therapy, because when we see the child, we are able now to see on whole range of different things to see what about this, what about that, what about it. It might be just speech delay, but the fact that he is antisocial, this is a point which makes it something else. It might be autism, but still it's good to have an assessment and this. But your child is still 6 years. Just get him for intervention. Get him for intervention. It's very important because now the window is running away from, 5 years, the neuroplasticity is at the peak.
Okay. We have Bendu.
Bendu.
Yes. Bendu is asking, my son is 2.5 years, can say mama, sing nursery songs, can say yes and no, but cannot construct a sentence.
He can say yes.
Can say yes and no.
And no.
And he can sing nursery rhymes. And he can also say mama.
And how old is he?
He's 2.5.
Singing, like I said, this is something, songs, they use a different part of the brain. When a child is singing, he's just repeating stored patterns. He's not making anything new. So singing does not automatically say that your child has speech, because to use the right hemisphere and the rhythm pathways. But now, for the real speech, he needs to think, process, and have attention enough to actually get that speech out. So, if he can't make a 2-word sentence, because this mama, daddy, this should be at 1 year and 8 months. But at 2 years and 5 years, your child at least should be having a 2-word sentence. So you need to really get him for assessment, and you have a lot of what's her name? She's called Zura.
Yes,
Zura, you have a lot of chances in the world. Your child is 2. Your child is 2. Your child can concentrate. Your child can speak. Your child can speak. Yeah, just get him. We are located in Lavington, Valleyfield Court.
I have Mercy.
Mercy.
Yes. Yeah, I think Mercy had asked us a question before. She's asking, my friend's child is 2 years and 5 months. No words, tiptoeing.
This one we answered.
Yeah, then say eats blended food, cannot chew. Doctor said it's cradle cup. The doctor said it's cradle cup.
Cradle cup.
Yes.
Ask her where has the son been assessed from.
Okay.
That's very important, because from this,
yes,
this might be signs of autism. You said that the child cannot do this and do what and what?
The child, just a minute. The child has no words. The child tiptoes. Eats blended food, cannot chew.
Those are sensory issues. These are signs of autism. Mercy, I would recommend you to also bring him to us and we assess, but from what I see, these might be signs of autism.
We have another question from Cancer.
Cancer.
Yes. Cancer is asking, my grandson is 3 years, but can play, but cannot communicate and follows instructions.
Cannot communicate,
but follows instructions, and the child also plays. He also adds and says, the child can mention a few words, but forgets them when asked.
It's not that most of the time you find it's not that he's forgetting. You find his attention gets diverted somewhere else and he end up not replying to you. So that might be an attention deficit, attention challenge, or processing delay, which is causing your grandson not to be able to speak. Because the fact that he can play with other kids, this shows you that his social interaction is doing well. The fact that the only problem he has is not to be able to communicate verbally. This is a sign of speech delay. It might not be autism, but still you need to do a proper assessment, and this speech delay also need an intervention. You can bring him here to Kunga therapy. We assess and also advise on what to do, and we even help you, because for 3-year-old, 2-year-old, sometimes even children who are 6 years, we even have a child who was 13 years who couldn't speak, but now he's speaking. Like I said, the child might be older, but you find the body is ready for speech. Still, that child, it doesn't take really time for him to really improve.
Okay. We have Mulegeta.
Mulegeta?
Yes. Mulegeta is asking, I have a 4-year-old kid who has never spoken a word.
A 4-year-old?
Yes, a 4-year-old. And the 4-year-old has never said a word.
Oh, so you need to get him for intervention, because he has never said the word, but doesn't mean that this cannot improve. And I really recommend you, she's called Mulegeta.
Yes.
Mulegeta, I would really recommend you Kunga therapy. Yeah, Kunga therapy is doing things, by the way. It's doing things. I might not talk it because I'm from Kunga therapy, but even parents come here on the platform and speak it for themselves. And even you can just visit and see, because I see children who couldn't even settle a minute settling. I see children who couldn't even focus for 2-3 minutes focusing. I see children, and after that focus, sitting still, having attention, my friend, 1 week, 2 weeks, you find a child is speaking words out of nowhere. And that's why I say these are the foundation. Like in this book, in the chapter 2, where parents ask themselves, but my child understands everything. Why doesn't he talk? Let me tell you what happened when the brain and body are not communicating well. There are 5 things that happen. First, if the brain of your child and the body are not communicating well, your child is going to have speech delay. The brain might be okay, but the body is not responding well. This body, then the brain is okay. You have speech delay. Secondly, the child might have hyperactivity if the body and brain are not communicating well. Third, your child might have poor attention if the body and brain are not communicating well. Fourth, your child might not respond to name if the body and brain are not communicating well. Fifth, your child might find it difficult to get engaged in anything. He's always here and there. These are things that might happen if the body and brain are not communicating well. That's why in the chapter 3, it takes why the brain alone is not the full answer for speech delay, because maybe the problem is with the body, which Kunga therapy can help you by working on the body-brain connection, and these can be improved.
Anfield is asking.
Anfield.
Yes. Anfield is asking, my 4-year-old speaks everything on the radio, TV, and repeats what you say, write, and read, but he can't engage directly.
He has 4 years.
He has 4 years.
He repeats everything.
Yes, he repeats everything on radio, TV, even what you say and write.
He can repeat.
Yes, but he can't engage directly.
Yeah, that's still speech delay. Like I said, sometimes he might repeat things because those are stored patterns, and he store them quickly and repeat them, which use the reading pathways and the direct hemisphere. But for him to make a speech of his own, the temporal lobe, this temporal cortex has to actually, in the Vonicas, it has to process the sound and the language. It has to send to the frontal lobe. Frontal lobe has to be attentive enough to allow Broca's area to produce speech and send it through the nervous system, and then it reaches the mouth and he speaks. So if any of those 4 systems are not coordinating well, he will not make speech, but still he can repeat stored patterns. He said the child is how old is the child?
The child is 4 years.
The child is 4 years.
Yes.
She's called
Anfield is a he.
Anfield.
Yes.
Hey, Anfield. If you're in Kenya, please bring your child. Bring your child, we assess him, and I promise you're going to get improvement. When you work on this body-brain connection to improve attention, reduce hyper, and even the child starts responding to name, the speech, they just improve, the communication just improve. Of course, the child will not immediately speak like the way I'm talking, but you start by this word, that one. In the 3rd week, you make a 2-word sentence. We've seen it happening to many children. Even your child might be able to do the same.
We have her account is called Official Me.
Official Me.
Yes. She's asking, after a session of Kunga therapy, will the child require more sessions in future?
No, we've never had such cases. Many parents ask that. He has brought his child at Kunga therapy. The child has got more calm. The child now can concentrate 1 hour, 2 hours in a classroom. A child of 3, 4, 5 years. The child can make a 2-word sentence. I want food, I want milk, and all that. And then parents ask, okay, I've been attending sessions for now 3 months. But now that sessions are ending, maybe you got 42 or 43 sessions. Mostly those are the ones we give. In the future, what if my child regress and go back? Or should I continue becoming so that he doesn't regress? No. When the child gain attention, focus, it just, because to me now the body and brain are communicating well. So there is no way they will now start not communicating well, yet that one has been worked on and it has improved. So I haven't seen that. Yeah, that's true. I haven't seen that.
Okay. Bliss is asking. He has a boy, 20 months old.
20 months old.
Yes. Calls his parents and siblings and makes animal sounds, but has no other words.
He calls his parents' name.
Yes, and siblings. And he can also make animal sounds, but he has no other words.
You see, 20 months, these are almost 2 years. Anyway, you can wait for like 2-3 months, because at least at 2 years, that's when he should be having 50 words in his vocabulary and able to make a 2-word sentence. But there are other 3 things I want to look out for. Did she say that the child respond to name? She never mentioned it.
She never mentioned it.
Check if he respond to name, check if he has eye contact, and check if he can have attention. If he has those 3, then it might just be a speech delay, and maybe at 2 years he's going to speak. But if he has these 3, then this is a concern.
Okay. Mercy has asked us something a bit technical. Mercy is asking, can jaundice cause autism? The child was born with asphyxia and was not put on phototherapy. And then she goes on to add, but he was put on oxygen for 4 days. So she's asking if maybe that could cause autism.
Well, asphyxia, once it happens, and the child, of course, has lost oxygen, so the brain has not got oxygen, or has got not enough oxygen, that one might result into a CP, or mostly CP. So if it affects the breathing muscles and the mouth and the jaw, the child might fail to talk. But what kind of intervention should you give that child? Take that child for physical therapy. Work on muscles, work on his body, work on the movement. So if you work on that, the child will be able to speak. But if you focus on speech and you not focus on his movement, then it will be difficult. There's something else I want you to remember. It is in this book, Why Your Child Understands But Doesn't Speak. Chapter 3. I want you to follow this and don't forget it. Just one simple thing. It's talking about why the brain alone is not the full answer. Because the brain is important, but it is not working alone. That's what in this chapter 3 it says. So here, there is a part saying, imagine trying to build something on unstable foundation. No matter how much you put in it, it may not hold well because the foundation is not stable. In the same way, expression like speaking depends on our foundation. Like the way I'm talking about, it's not just my brain talking, my body is involved. So that foundation, which is very important for speech, includes 4 things which I want you to never forget after this session. The nervous system balance, that's very important. The nervous system here, I'm talking about the spinal cord, the spine, the nerves which from there connect to my jaw and muscles. If they are not balanced, my brain might be perfectly and sending clear signals, but because of spinal cord and my nerves attached there, I'll not be able to do it, to make speech. Second, body coordination. Of course, how now the body responds to the instructions. Third, attention and focus. If these foundations are not there, nervous system balance, body coordination, attention and focus, I'll not be able to speak. The fourth, clear communication between the brain and body. I've got my brain here, but I've got a lot of signals passing through my nerves, passing through my spinal cord. So if the communication between my brain and my body, which passes through along the spine, those signals passing through there, and this communication is not clear, I would not be able to speak. My brain might be having speech, but like you see this child here, he has got speech here. The signals passed through the auditory centers, they reached the temporal lobe, they went to the frontal lobe, but now going down through the spine, some it become a problem. Now you find the child, he might not be able to make speech. Not because the speech is not there, but the problem is here. So if I see this child, say this child has got a brain problem, my friend. I might be blaming the wrong thing. So we need to address the root cause of the issues so that we can really get our children to speak.
Yeah, okay. That's everyone. One last question before we finish. Yeah, Latifa has just asked, my child understands everything but does not speak.
Latifa, you need this book. Now this book is for you. Why your child understands but doesn't speak. A simple guide to brain-body communication and what parents can do. Now here, there is something I want to read. What's her name? Latifa. The introduction on this book, it says, this book was written for parents who have noticed something, parents who have asked questions, parents who have been told to wait, and something inside them said, I cannot wait any longer. If your child understands what you say but does not speak, this book is for you. This book does not promise a cure. It does not claim to have all the answers, but it does offer something very important: understanding. Because when you understand what is happening, you stop guessing. You stop moving from one place to another without direction. You begin to see clearly. So, this question, why does my child understand but not speak? This book is an attempt to answer that question in a simple and honest way. So, what's her name? Latifa.
Yes, Latifa.
Latifa, I think you need this book, but more important, if your child, and how did she say the child's name, the child's age?
Latifa. No, she did not say the child's name.
Okay, Latifa.
Oh, yes. She says the child has non-verbal, no speech at all. And she was 3 years. I think she was first 3 years when she was diagnosed. Now, the child is 5 years and still no speech at all.
Latifa, why don't you bring your child at Lavington Center? We assess him and help you, because you shouldn't wait for more years to keep piling up when this non-verbal issue is not addressed. Come, we assess him. See, is it speech delay? Is it autism? Is it ADHD? Most of them actually talk. So we need to really understand what's happening so that we can help you.
Latifa is asking how much is the book, and she's in Nakuru, so how can she get it?
For the book, I'm going to give you the number so that you can place your order. Right, +254
+254
7 +254 7
+254
9
For those who are writing the number, +254 79
77
77
0
0
5
5
870.
870.
Yeah, you can place your order there, then the book will be delivered to you.
And lastly, I'd like us to answer Queen Mother. She has been texting for a while. She's asking, she has a 2.5 years baby. The baby can't understand, doesn't respond every time to speech.
The child doesn't respond?
Yeah, every time to speech. And the child also can't chew and tiptoes.
Doesn't chew?
Doesn't chew.
And tiptoe?
Yes.
The child is 2?
The child is 2 years and 5 months.
Yeah, these are signs of autism, but there needs to be a proper assessment. If you are in Nairobi or when you are in Kenya, you can just come to Lavington and we assess. Your child has got a lot of chances in the world. He's 2.5. This child can speak, this child can interact, his communication can improve, his attention can improve, his focus can improve. just get him for intervention. You can bring him at our center. Then with Kunga therapy, I believe you're going to see a lot of improvement. And also, some of you who are live now, you've already come at Kunga therapy and you have your own experience. I want you to sometime come out and speak what you are seeing, because there's someone out here who are confused, who like the way you are. But your small testimony, your small message of what you've seen can actually help them to help also their children. So I still encourage you who have already come at Kunga. Many of you are coming, but share your testimony, because it will help many parents who are out there suffering silent. Also, I encourage you to subscribe on our YouTube channel, Genuine Kunga Therapy Kenya. Yes, Genuine Kunga Therapy Kenya. Go in the YouTube, right? Genuine Kunga Therapy Kenya. Then most of the wrong videos we make, which talks about, we talk about what can you do as a parent. Today I do not have enough time to talk about things you can do at home, because some of you are in the foreign countries, others are in Europe, but you find you can't come in Africa, but you still need help. So in those long videos, we really go into details on things you can do. But also this book contains a lot of advice, and there is something we are also trying to work on, which is going to answer some of your problems. Most of you who can't access Kunga therapy, you're not in Kenya, and you are feeling like lost. There is something we are preparing for you, which will still help you almost the same way someone who is in Kenya or East Africa is getting help. Okay. How was the live?
It was really good. There's a lot of people tuned in.
Hey, let me see. Let me take a picture.
I also do a book.